All right, welcome back. Well, I guess it's been a long time. It has been 4 years. We've been on hiatus from the podcast for a bit, and I'm super excited to be bringing back this new video platform. So, for those of you who have been with me since the podcast started in 2018, thanks for sticking around. And for those of you who are just joining us, I hope that you'll really find some great new ideas, thought provoking ways of thinking that will really enhance your life and help you live a really full and epically amazing new life. So, why should you be here today? And first things first, let's tell you what this show is all about. One of my favorite topics is unleashing your potential by allowing you to dream. And really, it's allowing yourself to dream. Because if you think about it, when you were 3 years old, you were given finger paints, at least I hope you were, and your hands were all over the page. You painted the sky purple and the grass may have been red or blue. However, somewhere around middle school, we're told to get our head out of the clouds. And what this does is all of a sudden we have limits on when dreaming is okay and what's okay and not okay to dream and to vision. And today, I'd like to give you permission to dream and to envision the life that you choose to live so that you can live your dreams. So, there are some things that we gain from dreaming. And I'd like you to put your head in the clouds because dreaming motivates us into action and gives us a sense of purpose. And by that, when you have something to look forward to, whether you're planning an activity for the weekend or you're looking forward to purchasing a car, you have something to aim towards. Now, when I say purpose, that doesn't mean some big, lofty mission in life, but you have a purpose to your action. And I think it's really important for all of us to be motivated by purpose. And so, what dreaming does is it frees us up to really push beyond all limits. And so, an activity that I have my clients do is to dream storm. And it's like brainstorming, but you take out a piece of paper and you write out 100 dreams. And that seems like a lot and it seems really hard, and it is. But in the way that it's hard is in the way that it's good, because you get really good at the muscles that you work. And so we're going to work your dream muscle right now. We're going to get you a little bit more motivated and purpose driven by storming out these dreams. So you can break them down into categories: financial, adventure, health, spiritual, you name it. What tend to be easier are things surrounding adventures, so trips, different things you'd like to do, say kayaking, climbing a mountain. Financial can be very easy. And then material are probably the easiest of all, except for those are where we tend to trip ourselves up. So when it comes to dream storming, the only rule is you've got to remove the barriers. And so there are no limits. Don't think of financial limits. Don't think of anything that would place a limit on what you want. So write out as if the sky is the limit, because it is. Your dreams are your head in the sky. If you want 5 cars, write down specifically what your 5 cars are. And so I tell people, starting with the I want list is probably the easiest. You can probably nail out 20 or 30 I wants. Then when you start getting stuck, try, I wish I wouldn't. I hate when I. So I wish I wouldn't eat potato chips, procrastinate. I hate when I let someone down or don't follow through on what I say that I'm going to do. Those are great things to build those dreams around. I dream of not being drawn to potato chips. It seems like a silly dream, but don't judge your dreams. Again, no limits, just get it out there. So, with that, you can also say, I wish I could. I wish I could stand in front of a group of people and not feel like I'm going to choke when speaking publicly. There are things that we limit within ourselves that when we turn on the dream mechanism, we can really kick into action. And so, one of the things that dreaming does, it really helps you break down the barriers in your thinking. So, if you think of a dream as lofty and big, and you have no clue how you're going to achieve it, that's the best way to go about dreaming and coming up with your dream list. Why do I say that? Because if you set a goal, think of when you set a New Year's resolution. You set the resolution and you have a very specific goal. And most of us have heard of SMART goals, where they're strategic and time sensitive and attainable, and all of the acronym of SMART goals, right? We don't need to even think of dreaming in that same mechanism, because dreaming is something that you can't see how you're going to do it. I want to go to Ireland. I want to go to the UK. I want to travel the world. So all of these things go on my list. Those all started with the I want tos. I don't know how I'm going to afford to. I don't know when I'm going to have the time to. I don't know any of the hows. And that's the most important part. Because with a goal, with setting that New Year's resolution, you figured, all right, I'm going to cut out this. I'm going to start doing this, right? You start coming up with that action plan. With the dreams and dream storming, the most important thing is to break through all of those barriers in your thinking and to just dream. Get them down on paper, and we'll reflect back to that, but get them out. So dream storm is the first part. So that initial motivation, pushing you towards something that you desire, your heart's desire, is the most important piece of this. Stopping the limited behaviors and thinking is the second step of that. What this does is strengthens you and your ability to be visionary, to be creative, to be innovative, and to free yourself from limitations of your thinking. So that's the third quality that dreaming brings to the table. Dreaming helps you strengthen the dream muscle. And so if we think of people like Steve Jobs or Bill Gates, Elon Musk, the visionary muscle is well developed, and it's very evident for all of us. And so the more we exercise that visionary muscle, the stronger that gets and the easier it becomes to dream. And we start to see just what we can do. And we start to see things happen that otherwise wouldn't have happened. So had Elon said, I'm not quite sure how this whole electric car thing will work, or this battery thing will work, and he stopped himself there in his tracks and stopped his dream, we wouldn't have advanced in the way that we have today. So moving into that dream muscle mode and continuing just to exercise, that builds these strengths, skills, and abilities in you that will help you in every aspect of your life, whether it's personally, professionally. It's one of the things that is a true game changer when you can believe in the unseen and start pushing towards that unseen. I don't know how, but I know I will. So it helps you see how you can do things. That motivator comes through now new positive habits. So if one of your goals, dreams, was to go to Ireland. My husband and I love traveling to Ireland. And we didn't know when we would go. We weren't quite sure if the time would be right, how much it was going to cost. And I had put it on my list. And one day I put into my little app on the phone for the prices, as soon as the prices dropped to Australia, to ding me. So the ding went off, and I chose that day to buy the tickets to Ireland. So my husband said, I guess we're going to Ireland. So we planned the trip around Ireland. And up through the planning process, I was putting away money for the various aspects of the trip. I was planning out different details of the trip. So the different positive habits that were happening every single day as I was planning towards achieving my dream were happening. So this can be the same thing if you are saving for a new car. You have no idea what exactly you want, what's in your price range, and so you start by researching. You go out to research your car, it's on your dream list. And maybe you get very specific on that dream list with the type of car that you want. So now you're working towards saving for that car. And every time you forego your morning cup of coffee and put that money into your savings account, you now have made a new positive habit towards achieving your dream. And so as you watch your savings account grow and you get closer and closer to achieving that dream, that positive habit is reinforced. You're motivated even more to keep going, and you're seeing that bigger purpose, why you're forgoing your coffee, come to fruition. And so by building these positive habits, now that motivator, that purpose, the barriers, what's going to stop you from saving for that car, by identifying all of these different things through this process, you're moving closer and closer to your dreams. So one of the other benefits is the connection to others. So after folks write down their list, I have them share. Now, you might have something on your list, say your significant other, you're not very patient with them. And so on your list, you put, I wish I were more patient with my significant other, or I'd like to be more patient with my significant other. And you may not feel comfortable telling your significant other, hey, I've got on my dream list that I'm going to be more patient with you, because you might end up with some judgment the next time you're not so patient. So you can pick and choose what you share, which dreams you share, but I highly encourage you to share dreams with those close to you, whether they're your friends, your family, your significant other. So you bring them into the dreaming process. Now, a piece of this will be with those very close. So if you're married or have a significant other, that person may share a dream. I want to go to Maui. So I tell my husband, hey, I want to go to Maui. And he's like, oh yeah, I saw this special on this great getaway in Maui. Let's go, let's plan this. And so now we've shared that dream. Other times you'll share with a friend, hey, I want to go to Croatia. And they'll say, oh, I've always wanted to go to Croatia. Now they add it to their list. So they steal your dream. You still have your own on your list, but you've spawned somebody else's creativity. And so that connection and that bond between the two of you grows even stronger. And so that benefit of dreaming, connecting to others and connecting your dreams to other people really helps push that dream along. Because I can bet you, if you tell your friend that you want to go to Croatia by the end of the year, that this is on your list, or that you want to go to Maui, your friend is going to ask, hey, have you done any research on your trip to Maui? Or how close are you getting to your trip to Maui? So somebody is going to encourage you. So one of the things that is the follow-up activity to all of this is that you reflect on these dreams often. So you write them out, you storm them out, 100 at a minimum. You reflect on these daily after you've shared them with others, and you start categorizing them because logically, as you read through your list, some things are going to be low hanging fruit, and you'll be able to achieve those really easy. Within 1 month of creating my dream list, I crossed 4 items off that I didn't even realize I was working on. And it's really exciting. Talk about motivation and talk about feeling like you're doing something on purpose. When it just kind of happens because you're paying attention, you don't realize that in the background, in your subconscious, you're making things happen. So we can consciously make things happen, planning out the trip, planning out a purchase, being more mindful of how we treat other people. If I have financial goals, those are really easy to track. And so paying very close attention to this list on a daily basis, it's very much the same thinking as a vision board, keeping it close so that you can watch and keep it within reach. So the key thing to remember here is that you do have the power to shift from dreaming your life to living your dreams. And I think that is really important because many of us, again, put the limits on ourselves and what is possible, what we believe we can achieve. But when we start dreaming and pushing out of what we believe we can achieve, we move into a place where amazing things start to happen. Like I just said, several of my dreams happened without me even really paying attention. I was paying attention to my dreams list, but I had put it out there and I had subconsciously started making things happen and moved much quicker towards achieving those dreams than I would have ever imagined. And it's very cool to think that though we've been told, get your head out of the clouds, that when we get our heads back in the clouds, how creative, how innovative we can be, how greatly connected we can be towards one another. It's really a thrill and a rush. And if you apply this with those around you, the connections and the resourcefulness of other people, they will help you achieve your dreams. You will inadvertently run into someone when you say that you want to learn how to play piano that knows somebody who is looking to establish their little side hustle of piano lessons. It just happens. And it's a wonderful thing. And so, one of the most important things is not only do we think differently when we dream, but we start doing things different when we dream. And then we have different outcomes, obviously. So, doing things in a different way, in putting our heads in the cloud, we become really an epically great version of ourselves because we're allowing our full potential to be unleashed. So I'd like to challenge you today to grab a piece of paper, to write out 100 dreams, dreamstorm it, then take those dreams and share whatever you're comfortable with someone close to you. And from there, share with them back and forth things that maybe they can help you with or support you in, and then reflect on those daily. Because I want you to be able to live your dreams and live the life that you deserve to live, a life of purpose on purpose.